Sydney Sweeney was born on September 12, 1997, in Spokane, Washington. Raised in the Pacific Northwest, she grew up in a close-knit family that valued hard work and commitment. Her father worked in the medical field, and her mother was a lawyer, and they had no ties to the entertainment industry. From a young age, Sydney displayed a strong sense of determination. She was athletic and academic and loved taking on challenges. It wasn't until a film crew arrived in her town to shoot a movie that her life took a dramatic turn. Watching the actors work sparked something deep inside her. She wanted to perform and be part of the storytelling world. When she was about 12 years old, Sydney decided she wanted to pursue acting professionally. But convincing her parents wasn't easy. So she did something few kids would think of. She created a 5-year business plan presentation to outline her goals, how she would achieve them, and what the future could look like if they supported her dream. Her thoughtful approach impressed them. Eventually, her family agreed to give her a chance, and they began making trips to Los Angeles so Sydney could audition. Those early years weren't easy. The family didn't have much money, so they lived in a single room in a hotel, sometimes surviving on very little. But Sydney stayed focused. She attended auditions, worked on her acting, and slowly started booking small roles. Her first acting jobs came in the form of guest spots on television shows. She appeared in episodes of Criminal Minds, Grey's Anatomy, and 90210. These roles were brief but important. They helped her get experience on real sets, work with seasoned professionals, and begin building a reputation as a reliable young actress. She also landed parts in a few indie films and short projects. At that time, she was still unknown, but she treated every job like it was the most important role of her life. That discipline would serve her well later on. A breakthrough moment came when Sydney was cast as a Malin in the Netflix series Everything Sucks, which premiered in 2018. The show was set in the 1990s and revolved around a group of high school students in Oregon. Sydney's performance as a dramatic, self-involved theater student stood out. Though the series only lasted one season, it introduced her to a broader audience and gave her a chance to showcase her comedic and dramatic range. That same year, she was cast in HBO's psychological thriller, Sharp Objects, opposite Amy Adams. In the limited series, Sydney played Alice, a troubled teenager in a psychiatric hospital. Though her screen time was limited, her performance was haunting and unforgettable. Critics praised her for the depth she brought to the role. It became clear that Sydney wasn't just another pretty face. She had the emotional range and intensity to take on serious material. Around this time, Sydney also appeared in Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale, where she portrayed Eden, a young and devout girl living under Gilead's harsh regime. Her character's journey from blind obedience to tragic rebellion struck a chord with audiences. Once again, she earned praise for her ability to bring nuance to a difficult role. These performances in 2018 laid the foundation for what would become her breakout year. In 2019, Sydney Sweeney joined the cast of HBO's Euphoria. The series, created by Sam Levinson, was a raw, unfiltered look at high school life, addiction, identity, and trauma. Sydney played Cassie Howard, a sweet and emotionally fragile girl struggling to find love and validation in a world that often objectified her. Cassie's storylines were among the most emotionally charged in the series. Sydney portrayed her character's vulnerability and pain with heartbreaking honesty. As Euphoria gained a cult following, Sydney became one of the breakout stars. Her performance in the series helped solidify her reputation as a rising force in Hollywood. While working on Euphoria, Sydney didn't slow down. She continued to take on new and challenging roles. In 2019, she had a supporting role in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she played a member of the Manson family. The film was a major box office hit and further expanded her visibility. She also starred in Clementine and Big Time Adolescence, two indie films that allowed her to explore different aspects of her craft. In every role, she brought a quiet intensity and a deep understanding of character, proving that she could shine in both large-scale and intimate projects. Beyond acting, Sydney Sweeney is also a producer. In 2020, she launched her own production company called 50/50 Films. Her goal was to develop and support stories with strong female characters and creative independence. She didn't just want to be in front of the camera. She wanted to help shape the kinds of stories that were being told in Hollywood. Her first project under the banner was The Player's Table, a series based on the novel They Wish They Were Us. Sydney took on a dual role as both star and executive producer. showing that she had the vision and leadership to take charge behind the scenes as well. In 2021, Sydney starred in the erotic thriller, The Voyeurs, released on Amazon Prime. The film explored themes of obsession and morality, and Sydney's performance added a complex emotional layer to the narrative. Though the film received mixed reviews, her acting was praised for its intensity and willingness to take risks. She also appeared in the HBO limited series The White Lotus, playing Olivia Mossbacher, a sharp-tongued college student vacationing with her wealthy family. The show became a cultural phenomenon and earned numerous awards. Sydney's portrayal of Olivia added dark humor and social commentary, once again demonstrating her versatility. Despite her rising fame, Sydney has remained grounded. She speaks openly about the challenges she has faced in the industry, including being underestimated or boxed into certain types of roles. She's worked hard to prove that she's more than just a beautiful face. Her performances speak for themselves, but she also uses her voice to advocate for more complex female roles and greater diversity in storytelling. Sydney is also an accomplished athlete. She trained in mixed martial arts and competed in grappling tournaments. Her discipline in the sport translates into her work ethic in the acting world. She's tough, focused, and always looking to push her limits. In interviews, she often mentions how her background in sports helped her develop resilience and confidence qualities essential for surviving in Hollywood. As her career has continued to rise, Sydney has become a fixture in the fashion world. She's appeared on the covers of major magazines like Cosmopolitan, Elle, and In Style. Her red carpet looks have drawn attention for their boldness and sophistication, and she's become a style icon for young women. Brands like Miu Miu, Armani, and Guess have collaborated with her, seeing her as a fresh face who bridges classic elegance with modern sensibility. But beyond the glitz and glamour, Sydney continues to stay true to her roots. She remains close to her family, speaks proudly of her hometown, and often emphasizes the importance of staying grounded. Her journey hasn't been easy. She's had to work for every opportunity, face rejection, and push through moments of doubt. But she's never lost sight of her passion for storytelling. As of 2025, Sydney Sweeney is one of the most in-demand actresses of her generation. She's set to appear in multiple high-profile projects, including major studio films and original streaming content. She's also continuing to develop new work through her production company, seeking out writers, directors, and stories that align with her vision. Her commitment to quality, her refusal to be typecast, and her drive to expand her creative reach all point to a long and impactful career. Sydney Sweeney's story is still being written. She represents a new kind of Hollywood star, one who is bold, thoughtful, and deeply involved in her craft. Her journey from a small town in Washington to the stages of global recognition is inspiring not just because of her success, but because of the way she has chosen to succeed. With each role, each project, and each new venture, Sydney continues to redefine what it means to be a young woman in entertainment. She's not just part of the story, she's helping write it.